We are done with the examples. Of
one more is that if the worker participates in lawful strike. Now that is very, very tricky.
Lawful
strike, and there are situations we'll talk about strike much later. But there are situations whereby strikes are lawful. There are other situations that they are unlawful. If you participate in an unlawful strike, then your employer can actually dismiss you. All right. But if it is lawful, then the employer is still using it as a basis to dismiss you. Then it makes the whole termination also unfair, and then you can take action.
Right. Okay. So we'll go back to the phone lines now and speak to Shaibu, calling from my city, Tama. Good morning, Shaibu.
Calling from Tamale.
Oh, Tamale. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Please go ahead with your question.
My question is, for how long will a sickness take an employee out of the office, and he or she will be terminated, and there will not be a problem?
So there's no.
Wondering how long the sickness.
There's no provision in the law as to the length, and we all know what sickness, it can be varied, and the basis can be so varied. But it talks about a medical certification. If a doctor certifies that this person is sick, then it becomes an issue. All right. But even if you think that the employee is getting sick too often, it becomes a basis upon which you can terminate. All right. But that means that you must give the person notice, you must give the person all the entitlements, and then I would think if you leave it to me alone, at least 3 to 6 months you must bear. All right. Beyond that one, that's my personal opinion.
3 to 6 months.
That's my personal opinion. Personal opinion. I think that, of course, it depends on the nature of the work
and the nature of the sickness.
The nature of the sickness as well. Yes, etc. All right.
All right. So there's no laid down.
No. But I'm thinking these are things that the courts are giving discretion in order to use to determine.
Okay. So I think we've exhausted the examples of unfair termination. Can we now talk about the remedies for unfair termination?
Now the remedies will still go back to the Labour Commission. Now, most of these...
I think everything mostly revolves around the Labour Commission.
Yeah, because the Labour Commission has been established by the Labour Act. Right. In fact, first of all, it's in the Constitution, and the Labour Act has established it, mainly to resolve these issues, so that workers and employers don't rush to court. Seriously, the court system is not a ground that you can easily go and get your remedies as fast as you want. And so the Labour Commission, and when they are experts, this is what they have been trained, and this is what they do every time.
That's
so
what
they are
there for.
They are there for, so they're experienced.
Before we get into it, let's just go and speak to our last caller, Alhaji Mohammed from Second D. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, please go ahead with your question.
One is that, how do you attend to the process and the rule? And
okay, Alhaji Mohammed, we can barely hear you. There seems to be a break in your phone line. Can we try again? Yes, go ahead.
I said that I have to attend to get surgery 3 years ago.
You had to attend what? An interview, okay.
I was not called. Yes, now I'm elected to the time. Now I'm called for the. Yes.
I'm sorry, Alhaji, we can't hear anything at all. Maybe you can try to call back again. We can't hear you at all. Apologies for that. Okay.
All right, so we are wrapping up. The employer, the worker can make a complaint to the Labour Commission. And what the Labour Commission will normally do is to write a letter to the employer, telling the employer that, well, your former worker, or your worker for that matter, has made this complaint about unfair termination. So could you come and answer? So now the employer will come, and then the Labour Commission would investigate. If the Labour Commission comes to a conclusion that it is unfair, they can order, they have powers to order for reinstatement of a worker.
They have those powers.
Yes.
Okay.
It's part, of course.
They award damages and all of that, the Labour
Yes.
Commission.
When they realize that one way or the other the worker cannot be reinstated and that the termination was not fair, they can also order for.
Can they enforce? Do they have powers to enforce?
Normally, the employers respect them so much, or more or less classify them. They revere them because they are more or less the regularity about this. But if they give such orders and you refuse, they can enforce it through the court. That one, they just go to the court and say that this order that we are making, could you get an order to enforce it? And that one can be very, very powerful.
Is it an expensive procedure, the process at the Labour Commission?
Really, I think we need people from the Labour Commission to come and explain
those. What we can do about that next week.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right,
I think that's all the time we have for today. As always, it's been a pleasure with lawyer Samoa here.